Thank you for coming. My name is David Birungi. Down. This was not going to be the first time. I'm truly, truly humbled. Just a quick one. I'd like to go around the room and take 5 responses. Your most memorable Microsoft moment. Would like to volunteer? Your most memorable Microsoft moment. Is it that one cell reference that almost got you sacked? Or is it that one email that you waited for a year that actually came through and it was your big break? Even the camera people, you'll put your cameras down and tell us, what's your most memorable Microsoft moment? Vincent. What's your most memorable Microsoft?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Vincent from Pride Microfinance. My most memorable what I'm about Microsoft. I was trying to sell Microsoft to Pride about 5 years ago. And I took the Microsoft business to our ICT steering committee, and it was a hard sell because of the pricing. But after 2 or 3 committee meetings, that's about 3 months, I was able to convince the committee to buy Microsoft. I think we bought that suit that has several products. So what I remember most is the trying to sell, convince the committee to buy Microsoft. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was, first of all, congratulations. It's not easy that you go to a committee and get a yes the first time. Congratulations. Who else? Yeah, there's a lady over there in blue. Your name and your Microsoft moment. Someone help us with the microphone.
Hello, good evening. My name is Lynn Nasirumbi. I work with Fireworks Advertising. So my moment with Microsoft, I think it was about 2 years ago. We were training some old people on how to handle online meetings, and we're using Microsoft Teams. So most of them did not know, and I also just learned it like 3 days ago. So I was helping them do a bit of how to maneuver, how to present and all that. And they were looking at me, this young girl, teaching them very complicated stuff according to them. And at that moment, I felt like I had arrived. Thank you.
Thank you. You have indeed arrived. They should give you uniform. Thank you so much. Who else would like? Those are 2. I needed 5. 5 Microsoft moments. There's one. There's one there. I'll give mine at the end. Choose one of those guys in front of you. Uh-huh. Give Elche Ine. I'm sure he has one Microsoft moment.
David, you are trying to ambush me because I have so many memories about Microsoft, but let me try to get one.
Pick one.
In next 5 minutes.
I have my colleagues in the room.
I think I only remember Microsoft when they, at some point, refused to really remain linked with Windows phones that really did us bad at some point.
Okay, remember as Windows 7 phone. Windows 7 phone, for those who may not be aware, was launched in June 2010. And also, that's the time Airtel Uganda launched in Uganda. Please put your hands together for 2010. So that's where your Microsoft moment sits. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll stop that there. Tonight we are here to witness the launch of Microsoft Cloud Services with Airtel Business. We're delighted that you've come. I'll be inviting the team from MC3, who are the approved Microsoft vendors for this region, to come forward, but that will be after a short interlude. In the meantime, I just would like to share with you some trivia, maybe questions. Let me have my microphone back so that I can move. The last time I attempted to be a pastor and be on the podium, I got my verses wrong. So I don't want to keep here. I'm best suited as a classroom teacher where I move. And I have a few questions. They are very big prizes to be won this evening. I'll be putting them across. As I put the questions across, I'll ask Mr. Patrick Okero to prepare. You'll be coming up next after this quiz. This quiz is not discriminatory. I'll pick on anyone and ask. There's a huge Microsoft gift to be given away. If you want to give it a shot, it will only take 3 minutes. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Which year? Please don't open your phones. Please. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. The year 1986 is very popular in Uganda. 1986. If you don't know that year, surely you are an underage and you should get out of the room. 1986. In the journal of Microsoft. What's in that year? Simon? Two events that coincide with Uganda's history. I'll give hints. 1986. Yes? You want to try? Yeah, please. The gift is worth more than $1,000. Yeah?
I'll give it a try. I think 1986 is when Microsoft deployed the word processor application on their PC.
Second try. That's not the answer. Someone at the end. I need a second microphone. Please, the neighbors, watch out for this. People should not open their phones to answer this. Yes, someone from NBS. 1986, Uganda and Microsoft. Where do we meet? Both.
I think 1986 was the year that Microsoft had its first public offering, its first IPO.
Please, can we all clap for her? That's the right answer. Akisha, get her name. Akisha is seated next to you. She will be getting a gift and we'll declare it here because we are an open company. And that gift is worth $1,000. Thank you so much. 1986 is not when Uganda began as a country. 1986 is when Microsoft IPO went live. Now it is so many billion company. We look forward to the day when we will also be listing. Thank you so much. I'm impressed. Okay, let's move forward. 2013. Juzi hii angabesi jebakamuko bemigo. 2013. In the history of Uganda and Microsoft, where do we meet? 2013, I'll answer that. Okay, someone wants to try, yeah? Someone here? Your name, your organization, and what do you know about the history of Microsoft?
Stephen Malwade.
Stephen, you're most welcome.
From World Vision. I think it was the time Microsoft Azure was introduced.
Thank you so much. It expanded as Microsoft Azure. That's when Microsoft Azure expanded. And also Microsoft 365, which is popular now, also expanded. Also in the same year, where's Jen? In the same year, the biggest merger in Ugandan telecom happened. 2013, Airtel Uganda took over Worried, and like they say, the rest is history. Worried Telecom. Please clap for us. Thank you. Okay, this one goes to our service providers. They have brought so many machines, very beautiful sound and lighting. If you can get this, I will end it there. 1995. But anyone can take it on. 1995. You see, when kids are doing homework, you take away the phones. You don't want them to Google. Now I've taken away the phones. Someone at the end, but he has a laptop. Please shut it down. And then tell us, 1995. There's someone at the back, give him a microphone. Let him tell us in the journey of Uganda and Microsoft what 1995 is. Please give him his $1,000 gift.
The answer is here, 1995.
Yeah, 1995, yes, go ahead.
Yes, 1995 is when Uganda, first mobile phone, the first mobile phone call was made from this country.
No. Microsoft and Uganda. We joined somewhere in 1995. And this guy looks like he used a diskette. I'm sure. That was 99, 4 years later. I'm interested in 95. Who wants to try? Okay, let me help you. August 1995. That's when Windows 95 was launched. It's one of the popular operating systems that worked for a long period, especially in the African market. That was 2 months before our constitution was promulgated. Our constitution was promulgated October 8th, 1995. Hey. Generation Z. You think we are not sharp? We are. Okay, the last one, and which is the reason why we are here, was in 2008. Who wants to give us that history? 2008. 2008. Kindly guide our visitors in so that they can get seated. 2008. Where were you? 2008. Patrick, you don't want to change your presentation after this? Patrick doesn't want to change his presentation. 2008. Where were you? If you were around, like, I think Annette was around. Alan was around. I was around. Who remembers Rank Consult? They have laughed because they know, they now remember. Rank Consult, for those of you who are not here, who were too young to remember, was an agency that was contracted. I don't know want to mention who contracted them, to teach people how to create a Word file, save it, give it a name, and put it in a folder. You now remember it. Rank Consult. That's what they did. The other names at the time, you're most welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're waiting for you. So as you take your seat and I tell you about TechnoBrain. Annette remembers them now. This journey has not been walked by Airtel alone. This is a history. I wanted to set this moment so that you remember how we are, where we are. TechnoBrain, Uptake, and African Virtual University. We are the first people to train people how to use C++, C#, and C++. And they prepared the workforce that we now have that were able to work with Microsoft Windows Server 2008, Microsoft SQL Server 2008. And it's because of that background that we have the capability to run the businesses we are running on cloud. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to invite Mr. Patrick Okello to pick from MS SQL Server 2008 and move forward. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you very much, David, for a wonderful presentation. I would like to thank you all for making time today. I know you probably had some busy schedules, but joining us this evening, such a wonderful discussion that we're going to have. I believe by the time we end today, we should be going back with lots of information. My name is Patrick Okello. I'm the Regional Sales Manager at MC3. I have been in this market for over, I think, 10 years plus. I worked very closely with Vincent. So his story about convincing the steering committee at Pride Microfinance how to buy Microsoft, we walked that journey with him. Moving back to some of the key highlights that David mentioned about TechnoBrain, I also worked for TechnoBrain. The time I was convincing him to buy TechnoBrain then. So we've walked this journey, we're here. I've been with Microsoft for the past 4.5 years, now with MC3 that I started early this year, I think mid this year. Today, our launch is basically a partnership between Microsoft, the cloud solutions providers in the market, and Airtel. How can we get our customers, our SME customers, to consume Microsoft products? We talk about Microsoft, but there's just a lot around Microsoft that we can do. So, in further discussions, what are telcos doing with their customers? How can we get Microsoft Office 365, some of the products that we are going to talk about today, into our SME space? Even a small business of 5 or 10 users should be able to have a custom domain with a custom email address. Other than sending an email using Yahoo, Gmail or something, have your small stall, maybe chikoni.com or .co.ug, with your email address on it, yeah? And with a very stable and resilient platform. And that's what Microsoft brings to us. So moving into my presentation, I'm just going to run through a few things, and I would prefer if we could have a discussion. It's Q&A, just giving us an overview. Any challenges you've met in your environment and what we can do to improve. Unfortunately, they've mentioned quite a number of organizations who are already using the platform, the likes of Stanbic, Centenary Bank. They're huge, and they really consume the Microsoft products from an enterprise level. But the focus is what can we do with SMEs. That's why my discussion today will purely focus around SMEs and see how we can work, we can appreciate the platform.
Chitagata, another one is Chikagati, another one is in Chikondwa. They're all journalists filing reports of the day. 50.
Yes.
2 editors, 2 producers, 1 news anchor. Sometimes the program manager is the askari. Which of the 3 should he sign up for?
No. Moving back, he can actually take the first skill, the office.
And air at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. So, in addition to that, from a send the storage perspective, what kind of files can you send across the internet to get to different users? It's where the Office 365 email platform comes in. You can actually send those large. Need to prove that it's me. I'll probably receive an SMS to my mobile phone before accessing that document. And when I punch in the PIN, then the document opens. So that's some security features that come with Office 365. Now, no Wi-Fi, no problem, edit offline and sync documents, meaning without the internet, I don't necessarily need the internet all the time to use Office 365. If you have the desktop applications on your machine, like you have Outlook, you have Teams app on your desktop, you can be able to send emails, send messages, and sync later when you have internet. Okay. Always on security, I mentioned this, safeguard your company across PCs and phones and tablets. That is from the multi-factor authentication platform that I mentioned earlier on. You're able to safeguard your PCs with your identity and with the multi-factor authentication feature that comes with Office 365. And also we have other advanced platforms that give you more alerts from a security perspective. My colleague will dive deeper into that. We talked about solid security and also managing your entire environment on a very simple, basic pen that does not complicate IT management. And that's where this is what brings us to probably about the end of my discussion. Managing users and devices. It's very easy for an IT admin to access the entire infrastructure from anywhere. He doesn't need to be in the office to say add a user. For example, I say an organization has recruited a new staff. The new staff needs an email. They probably need also Teams. They need all these features or solutions to use. I don't need to be in the office to create that stuff. I will receive an email, create that stuff online, and send the credentials, and the staff will be able to work. So it has simplified most of the work of organizations. Single login for all your devices. You have a single ID to log in across all your devices. There are pros and cons to that, but that's where the multi-factor authentication comes in, assuming your device is stolen and someone wants to access it. An SMS needs to come to you with your mobile phone for them to access that. And it's very easy to set up employees. Like I mentioned earlier on, it's very quick, it makes it very easy. Yeah. Moving ahead. What I'll do is I'm just going to play a simple video that will just mark the end of my presentation. I'll be looking forward to your Q&A. This just summarizes what Office 365 does from some of the areas I've highlighted.
The new world of work is transforming organizations around the globe. Rapid developments in technology enable us to get our job done from anywhere on any device. Office 365 is a collection of continuously evolving productivity applications and cloud-based services designed for today's modern workforce. The Office 365 platform provides you with rich, always up-to-date productivity tools on your computer that you can use whether you're online or offline. You can also access Office 365 on your favorite mobile device, whether it's an iOS or Android device. Access, edit, and easily share your files with others, and stay connected to coworkers wherever you are. Your Office 365 workplace is accessible from any internet-connected device. Just log in to the Office 365 portal via the browser. Here you have access to web-based versions of your familiar Office tools, as well as innovative apps to help you stay on top of your work. With Office 365, you can work smarter by getting your work done from anywhere on any device.
So that's the video. Just summarizes what I was just taking us through. It's a platform that can take, even if you're just a single user in an organization, you can still have a custom domain to your company. So as we work together with Airtel, our focus is how can we reach all our Airtel customers to consume the Office 365 products. And the partnership is basically about that. We all see what is the business value of Office 365 to our Airtel customers who are consuming other Airtel products. So this marks the end of my presentation. I'll invite my colleague, Robert, to take us on from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I just want to kuisao na kalango. Thank you. Can we give a loud clap? Patrick, thank you so much. As you sit, I'll come to you with a question. But your colleague can take over. You get the binge, but what I have understood is that you can work from anywhere. Single login, and you're ready to work. So there's no excuse like it has rained. Nothing like that. Thank you so much. I hope it doesn't rain. Are you ready?
Yes, I think we're ready to go.
The floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Do do we need to stretch? Just stand up and do a bit of stretching. I command you to stand up. My name is Robert Rono. I don't know, who can guess which country I come from that name? Am I a Ugandan? Any hands on here? Not you. Anybody else? Is Robert Rono coming from Uganda? Yes, sir. Somalia. Wow. So I come from Kenya. I'm a pre-sales for Modern Workplace. I work with MC3. I've been working with them for over 3 years right now, doing pre-sales. So what I'm going to take you through, ladies and gentlemen, is about what Modern Workplace is. So we're going to look at some of the SKUs that make up Modern Workplace, and we're going to dive as well into some of the videos, which will probably showcase how you can actually use Teams and other very cool features that are in Teams. I'm quite sure, some of you will be saying that, but we've used Teams, we've been using Teams. I can tell you, for a fact, there's tons of, cool features that I feel that you probably might not have explored, because Microsoft Teams, keeps on updating most times. So I hope my presentation would, cover that. Plus, again, I have questions, so be alert. And for me, there are giveaways that I brought them from Kenya, and I can share them with you. So be very attentive. Fantastic. So what is peace of mind? Or probably hybrid work. Do we know what it means? Okay. Before I get into that, there's some fun facts about Uganda. I don't know if it is true. You guys can validate me. They say Uganda is the second country in the world when it comes to alcohol consumption. Is it true? Let me keep quiet. The other thing, which is very interesting and actually, tied to what technology is, that there are many phones in Uganda more than the light bulbs. Yes. So hybrid work means that you not only can work from your office, but you can work from home or just about any other place. It can be on the go as well. You can actually use plethora of devices. For you guys who are using Android, for guys using Windows phones, if they're still there, and for you guys who are using, iPhones, and just about any other device out there. So with hybrid work, it means that you can work from home, from your workplace, or just about on the go. That's what it means. How can you do this with peace of mind, knowing that you're out of your office, and you need as well to keep up with the security? So that are some of the things that we're going to look at very quickly. So this is in a nutshell what we're going to cover, and I'm going to run them very quickly. We're going to look at the challenges that small, medium businesses do face in this hybrid world. Then we're going to look at some of the collaboration as well as IT security, which is inbuilt within a SKU known as M365 Business Premium as well. What is new in this M365 Business Premium? Whereby we look at one of the cool features when it comes to security, Microsoft 365 Defender for Business, which is as well found within enterprise business, but it is within now the small media business. Then we're going to look at some of the benefits of Microsoft 365 Business Premium. And the most cool thing is about cost and complexity, because I've had, one of the team members say that, that it was very hard to convince the board when it came to pricing. So I will tackle that as well. So this is how we worked previously. You guys were working in an office whereby you could correlate with your co-workers. And most of the business you used to do, like physical commerce, you could walk into a shop and buy stuff all in one particular building or one location. This is pre-COVID, so this is a snapshot of the past. Right now, it's not the same thing. Right now, employees are working, from home or probably remotely. By a show of hands, who can work from home? Wow, it's amazing. Then, same employees can actually use a lot of devices. You could use your Android device, you could use your mobile device on Windows, or you could probably use your PC, your iMac, across all those platforms. This has introduced security risk, which you're going to see, and some of the solutions that that are going to probably tackle that. So there's one thing, and this is a survey which was done by Gartner Inc., that companies intend to shift some of their employees remotely to work permanently remotely. On top of that, there are three critical things that come to any business leader out there when you speak about remote work. The first thing is, how can we do this work better? Second thing is, how do we maintain security now that these employees are outside our perimeter of security? Then how do we reduce cost amidst all that? And we'll actually see on the next slides, whereby small media business are a target as well for a lot of ransomware, and how can you tackle that? These statistics are true. I do not know in Uganda if there's any bank which has been attacked by ransomware, or any business entity that was attacked by ransomware, especially during COVID time. Is it there? In Kenya, I think almost 3 banks were actually taken ransom. You heard about WannaCry. You probably heard about Pitchia. So those are some of the ransomwares which actually, took root. So you can see that, some of the SMBs out there would say, but we are too small, to be attacked. I would tell you, as long as you have data that is very important to you, then you're a target, to these people. And you can see that, there have been a quite increase in terms of ransomware, 300%. And this was during COVID time. And 50% of these attacks were actually targeted to small, medium businesses, whereby from 1 user to 300 users. And the very sad thing is, with small, medium businesses, they do not have the same kind of security like enterprise business. But the good news is, in the next slide, we're going to see one of the best cues that actually, combines productivity together with security inbuilt, which would be a very good solution for small, medium businesses. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you some of, the Microsoft Cloud services. You can see Microsoft 365 Business Basic. You can see Standard as well as Premium. From the basic side, it's just the cloud services. So if you've used Teams, if you've used Exchange, OneDrive, and SharePoint, or probably, for some of you probably might be using other third party, for example, when it comes to Exchange, you could be using Zimra, you could be using, other point solutions out there. But one of the cool features that you can actually get in Exchange, in comparison with third-party email services is, if you're on plan 1, you could get up to 50 GB of mailbox. This is per user basis. On top of that, you can actually deploy Exchange across all your devices. If you have Android device, if you have Mac devices, as well as Windows devices. Then we have OneDrive. OneDrive gives you 1 terabyte of storage, which is per user. This I'm talking this is per user. Then SharePoint, which is a document storage and management that you get with Microsoft 365 Business Basic. Then you get Teams for your communication and collaboration within your network. Then Standard comes with the same cloud services. On top of it, you get now the desktop applications, which you've been using most times. So you get Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint Publisher, and Access for your PC. Then Premium, which is the product that I'm going to probably touch on, dwell on. Apart from the cloud services and the desktop applications, you get comprehensive security. So I usually call this kind of product that's a plug and play, where you can put on your environment and you're good to go. You don't need to add other solutions like antivirus. So we're going to see all that. And if you have any questions, feel free to interject. Fantastic. So I just brought these slides just to capture what Defender that is inbuilt within Microsoft 365 Business Premium has. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see that you can do your e-discovery and audits. You can do litigation as well as email archiving. If you look at Exchange Plan 1, it gives you 50 GB mailbox. If you go to Plan 2, let me just go back to the previous slide. If you go to Plan 2 of Exchange, so you can buy this as a bundle, you can buy them as well as, standalone application. So you can get Exchange on its own, you can get Teams on its own, you can get, SharePoint on its own. Same thing, you can get desktop applications on their own under an umbrella, which is called Apps for Business. So Apps for Business just combines the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, and Access. If you want to get, let's say, for example, Exchange. So Exchange can come in 2 flavors. There's Plan 1 and Plan 2. With Plan 1, whereby you get your 50 GB mailbox, inbuilt security like anti-phishing, anti-spam, and anti-malware. Then if you go to Plan 2 now tops up when it comes to per GB mailbox. It gives you 100 GB of mailbox as well. It gives you unlimited archiving, which is a very cool feature. And on top of that, top-notch security when it comes to email security. So you do not need to buy third-party solutions to protect your email. Comes in built with Exchange. Same thing, SharePoint. There's Plan 1 and Plan 2, depending on the GB of storage that you're actually using. So this is the most important slide that summarizes the security that is inbuilt within M365 Business Premium. So from the e-discovery and audits, look at information protection. So there's rights management, file classification. You can do as well file tracking and revocation. Then I'll just speak about DLP as well as the email, security, collaboration security. Safe links, for example. Some people, within the organization are fond of just clicking just about any link that comes to their email. One of the cool features that comes with Exchange Online, which is inbuilt, is save links. So what happened behind the scenes is this: when a link comes to your email, these things, before you even click on that email, it checks on the background. So there's what we call sandbox environment, which denotes this link. And when it finds these links as malicious, it deems it malicious. So you get a message notification that this link is malicious, do not click on it. And even if you click on it, it won't open because it has, blacklisted that link. If you look at save attachments, these attachments that are coming in there, like for example, I think that worked so well was salary raise. If you see a link, an attachment coming to your email, saying that you have a salary raise from the management, many people would run through, and open that, kind of attachment. Same thing happens. It opens the sandbox environment. It's make sure that, it's from a genuine sender. And if it's not, then, it won't be able to open. Then the anti-phishing, same case scenario. If you look at device management, one cool feature, mobile device management, and it is like this. Let's say, for example, you have a device that has, company email to it. That device get lost. Somebody snatches it in town, and it goes with the device. What happens is this. If you probably install one of these applications, you can wipe the device offline. So all the data is gone. So the device will actually act like just a piece of hardware, because all the important documents that belong to your company will be wiped out remotely. You can as well locate the device where it is. So there's some very cool features that will let you know that this device, especially when it goes to internet, is somewhere. So most of the security guys, if you're working for the police, usually use those kind of tools in most cases to actually tell you your mobile phone is probably going to Kenya, is crossing the border. So they can actually tell you with some of the cool features that you have here. Then another thing that I want to speak about is the mobile app management. And especially when you're using devices that are on your own devices and you have a company email on your devices. So mobile app management, what does is it separates the applications that belong to your organization and those personal applications. So you don't mix them both. So it's a very cool feature when you want to protect your data, especially for your organization, and you're using your personal devices. Then on identity access management and security, this is called what we call multi-factor authentication. I do not know who uses multi-factor authentication in their companies. Do we use multi-factor? Do we know what it means? By show of hands, who uses multi-factor? If you're an IT guy and you want to save yourself, from a lot of headaches, this is a very nice feature. When you enable MFA, in short, it means that you have to provide a second form of identity, which means apart from the username and password, you could probably SMS with a code, or probably use fingerprint, depending on the device that you have, or your face recognition. So that feature allows that. And with that, you can thwart like 99% of identity attacks by just enabling MFA. And there's another cool feature which is called conditional access that comes with M365 Business Premium. What happens is this. Let's say, as an IT guy, you say, we are located in Kampala, and all of our users are based in Kampala. Any login outside this perimeter is deemed as malicious or an hacker for that case. So if somebody logs in from Kenya, it flags it up that somebody tried logging in from outside your perimeter, and it alerts you and puts in the measures to compare that. That is what we call conditional access. So you said who, where, and when somebody can access your services. There is what we call endpoint security. That is, endpoint security is, I would say, like your antivirus, that this goes way beyond that. And I would tell you, for a fact, many people would probably be going for third-party solutions to just compensate to the security of the organization. This particular product, you do not need to add any security on top of it, because it comes already, with security. Let me just mention, because of sake of time, let me mention one very cool feature which comes with endpoint security. It's called automated investigation and response. Ladies and gentlemen, this application, what it does, for example, you've probably educated your users in your environment that, don't be clicking on unsafe attachments. Don't be opening unsafe attachments. Do not be opening just about any link, out there. And they don't listen. You keep on telling them. And you can actually know, that the weakest link when it comes to security is the people, right? So you educate them. How do you know that, these people are probably adhere to your teachings? You do a threat simulation. So with a threat simulator. So what threat simulator does is this. It gives you tools to simulate a real attack. So it gives you a certain file, you can actually send it to those users. Those users who click on that file and open that file, it takes, it steals some data from them. Then you can actually go to them and tell them, hey, you guys, man, we taught you all these things, but you keep on clicking on these links. So you can put measures on top of that. That's what that feature, allows you to do. You can block some websites and all that. And because of time, summing it up, M365 Business Premium comes with Windows, for those who didn't know. So we have Windows 10 Business or Windows 11 Business that is within the same solution. So you have productivity tools, you have security, and you have Windows as well in one particular product. So it's just plug and play, for most customers. And for you guys who would say, these things are too expensive. We cannot afford. We'd rather go for cheap stuff. I just did a summary. If you were to go out there and combine more solutions that will be equivalent to business premium, you can actually see the cost. This is a rough cost. It could even go beyond this. You can combine all those solutions to get only one solution that M365 Business Premium can offer you. From MFA, device management, advanced email protection, single sign-on one particular product, which is premium. The others, do not give you that. So for the sake of time, I think the next slide would actually be on Teams demo. I think the video will run. But in case you have any questions, we are still around. So I did not actually, cover the most part of this particular product. I didn't do justice to it. I'm a pre-sales guy. And the most important thing I can do for you is demo for you live as well. In conjunction with Airtel, what we can do, we can take this offline, and if you have any need in your organization and you want, your teams there to experience a particular product, could it be Teams, could it be security, we are ready to even access the posture in terms of security. How is your organization lying? Are you exposed? Are there some loopholes that you need, to cover? We can do all that, for you in conjunction with Airtel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rono.
So there's a video which plays about Teams.
Okay,
quick one.
Just before the video.
Coming up, a special edition of Microsoft Mechanics. We take a closer look at Microsoft Teams with all the recent news and updates as we tour the end-to-end experience that makes it easier for you to communicate and work more effectively with your teams. So I'm joined today once again by Ayatonge from the Microsoft Teams group. Welcome back.
It's great to be back, Jeremy.
Coming up, a special edition of Microsoft Mechanics. We take a closer look at Microsoft Teams with all the recent news and updates as we tour the end-to-end experience that makes it easier for you to communicate and work more effectively with your teams. So I'm joined today once again by Ayatonge from the Microsoft Teams group. Coming up, a special edition of Microsoft Mechanics. We take a closer look at Microsoft Teams with all the recent news and updates as we tour the end-to-end experience that makes it easier for you to communicate and work more effectively with your teams. So I'm joined today once again by Ayatonge from the Microsoft Teams group. Welcome back.
It's great to be back, Jeremy.
People that are watching are probably either new to Teams or also experienced users. Can you walk us through some of the core capabilities and really highlight all the updates along the way?
Sure, let's do it. So here I have my Teams app open, and down this left navigation bar, you can see your activity feed, your private chats, Teams, as well as calendar and calls. And here I've even pinned a frequently used app called Tasks, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And by clicking into the ellipses here, I also have access to more, and I can pin other apps and customize my navigation bar. But typically I start my day in the activity feed. So here I can see everything that's happening in my Teams. I can see my unread messages, my app mentions, my conversation replies, and missed calls. Now when I click into chat, I can see all of my recent one-on-one, group, and meeting chats. I can also easily start a chat by clicking here, or I can go to an existing one, like this chat with Alex. Now I can type a new message, or in the right-hand corner, I can even call Alex, click down and do video chat, share content, or add people. And I can also pop out this window so I can use multiple chats at the same time. So now let's jump into the Teams area. Here's my Contoso social media team. Now typically people are in a few different teams, and you as the organization can decide whether you want teams at a project level or a departmental level. So you can see right away that we have channels here. Channels really help you have conversations about a particular topic within your team. Channels go bold when someone has posted something new, as indicated here. Now it looks like I have one new notification in my announcements channel. The channels with lock icons are private channels, and you can have invite-only private conversations within a team.
So I can see where this might be useful. For example, if I had an IT team and I could set up a private channel maybe just for the managers.
Exactly. So now you don't need to create a net new team for this. But now let's look at this conversation here. It looks like we've got a few people working on a project. Notice how natural the dialogue is with the gifts and conversation. We found that it helps improve team culture by letting people's personalities come through and, of course, still get work done. Now, every post has a reply button, so you can thread related messages together. This makes it really easy to stay on top of things, and it's still pretty lightweight. I can also react to a message, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a heart, and I can save a message to bookmark it for later. And if I wanna make sure you see my message, I can also use an @ mention. This is a great best practice. So let me quickly send this message to you, Jeremy. So don't forget to review this.
And I promise I'll review this right after the show.
Good. So I also want to show you something else that comes in handy. If you want to be a bit more formal, you can click here to start a new conversation, and I can use the rich text editing icon. So I can give it a subject. So let's call this AI video, and then I can add some text. So I'm going to say that we have some new features we recently added. I can even make this an announcement to catch people's eyes, or post this exact message in multiple channels.
It's a long video, it's like 13 minutes. I just wanted you to have a taste of it. But we can do proper demo for you guys hands-on. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rono. A big clap for him once again. So I have a confession to make. You mentioned some things about Uganda. I'd like to invite the two people in front. Akisha and Simon, please come forward. We are not only a happy country, you said second in taking something. I want to show you the Ugandans who are behind all this. Please come quickly. This is not my work. This is the work done by Simon. I don't know whether he's a hustler or Azimio, but I want to proudly show you these two Ugandans. Your name, please, and what you do.
I am Akisha Banujire. I'm the lead for wholesale and value-added services at Airtel Business.
Hello, my name is Simon Peter Kogizibwe, a veteran of the Airtel family, and you're most welcome, all of you, and I hope you're having fun.
Thank you. Proudly take your seats. Those are Ugandans doing amazing work, ensuring that SMEs are working. And let me tell you, when the country closed for 2 years, these Ugandans made sure that the country kept running and still running. Also, Uganda has been nominated under World Travel Awards for the leading destinations of 2022. Rono, can I have your attention, please? I'm telling you about Uganda. Uganda has been nominated for the World Travel Awards for the leading destinations of 2022. That's who we are. We are also the most entrepreneurial country in the world. We start small businesses. Some of them are going to sign up. And we are 100% 4G across the country, meaning any business that signs up from across the borders will be able to do business with us. So what you hear about Uganda is not true. We are also the country that doesn't take 7 days to announce the next president. Thank you. I'd like to invite the Director Enterprise Business to come and give your remarks. As he takes the podium, I'd like to inform everybody, Twine Mary. We have food, don't go without eating. After his remarks, we'll be doing the media interviews and then networking. Mr. Alan Semakula, you're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Our partners from MC3 and Microsoft, our invited guests in your respective capacities, my colleagues at Airtel Uganda, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This evening, I'm privileged to join the team as we celebrate yet another milestone at Airtel Uganda. Over the past 3 years, businesses of all sizes, have sought for ways to be better productive, such as, the times we went through that were very transformative during the COVID-19 pandemic. Businesses, especially in Uganda, learned how to adjust the way they operate, and many started working remotely. All these adjustments required, good productivity from tools that were available, and I must say I am proud that today we announce Microsoft as our cloud provider, and they're indeed, a leader in this field. Airtel Uganda is proud to partner with MC3, Microsoft, to deliver this partnership today. Now, as your technology solutions provider, Airtel Uganda remains committed to the provision of affordable services in voice, e-commerce, internet security, and cloud computing. We're making the capital investments so that our customers can make affordable subscriptions for solutions like email, online collaborative tools like the Microsoft Teams that my friend Robert has just introduced us to, OneDrive, and other business applications from Microsoft. We'll take care of this need so that our customers can concentrate on the core of their business, which is better margins, growth, and more money. And by doing this, we know that, this benefits the entire economy, because, more money would mean, more jobs for the youth. One of the fun facts, also about Uganda is I think it's got one of the youngest populations in the world. And of course, it will also, bring some government revenue, that will help with socio-economic development of this beloved country, Uganda. I'd like to extend my gratitude to the cross-functional teams, so from MC3 and from Airtel, for this, great evening that, has culminated into such a, prestigious launch. As I conclude, I'd like to invite, all business leaders today in the private sector, and especially, for members of the business associations. I know we've got quite a number of them here, especially, the Association of the SMEs. We also have, Stanbic Incubator here that we know, does, is at the forefront of the SME, skills development. So we would like to thank you, for making time, to come join us, and would like to let you know that we're open for Microsoft Cloud business. So let's talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause. I like the way he ended it. Let's talk. Let's talk. We're open for Microsoft Cloud business. I'll try to summarize for those of us who spent very little time pinging and looking at code. For us, we had a message. If the code is working, you don't touch it. Most of these who spoke are engineers. So let me break it down. So in simple, from what I've understood, the lockdown taught us that you can work from anywhere. We even saw news stations broadcasting from people's homes. But it required people to log in, to stay working, to find a quiet place and work. That also required security so that the information you sent is delivered where it's supposed to go. So as a country, we tested it. So if it could work then people should not have a problem being in Lugazi and they are working on the same issue. Another one is in Kabale, another one is in Lugazi, and we're able to do what? To work on that. So there's no excuse that, you know, when the Tewali network, no, we have 4G across the country. Meaning, you can write an email, you can send a video. How come the leaks reach? The report fails to reach because the network is not there. But those leaks, they always reach. The network is always on when those ones are what? So there's no excuse. Anyone telling you the network is not there, ask him whether Kariaka ina. Or the fake 34 C forms from Kenya. We received them. Didn't we? We received them. Roho can tell us. Even when Azimio carried the whole lorry, my release is in jail. But they carried the whole lorry of testimony and evidence to court. We received it. So why should somebody tell you that the network is not on when you want an Excel file to show that he has actually sent the invoices? When you want the press release, a payment advice form. Have you paid? Yes, I've paid. Okay, you send me the payment advice form. The network is off. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how I've understood it, that Microsoft has the tools to enable people to work remotely. Airtel Uganda has the network and the data plans for that to happen. Airtel also has the expertise. I've shown two Ugandans here. Maybe one of them is Chinese. But I've shown two Ugandans here who are leading that space. Thank you for coming. Feel free to interact at leisure. We'll be having a press interviews right at the back. I would like to invite Alan and Patrick. Take your time to go across behind. For those people who are not with us here, but they would like to receive this, the better if we can deliver it on cloud so that the editor in Kavale can receive the videos and the pictures and be able to run the news at 9 p.m. Thank you so much. Feel free to interact at leisure. We have food and drink. Don't leave. The jam out there is still there. So take a chance to sit on the next table and ask your neighbor what he does. So I'll be shifting. I'm now joining my colleagues from ABSA. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
why are we here? I think, all right, fast. Sometimes I forget that, I need to, introduce myself. My name is, sorry?
Should I take off this?
All right, so my name is Alan Semakula, and I'm the business director at Airtel Uganda. So, pondering why are we here? We're here, with my friend Patrick here, to basically, unveil a world of possibility for, especially the SMEs. As the SME, businesses keep growing, there's a need for productivity tools to help, businesses, get the most out of a work day. So, the partnership that we've done with Microsoft and Airtel Business enables us bring, the best of both worlds, productivity and connectivity. So, Microsoft is a leader in the cloud space, with applications, with solutions that do bring, that productivity to the workplace. Airtel Business is a leader in its space on connectivity, be it internet, leased lines, software-defined networks, anything that has to do with connectivity, we're the leader. So we're basically merging both worlds, right? And usually when one thinks enterprise, they usually think of the corporates, the big enterprises. And usually the SME is forgotten. But, with this here, we bring the SME into the game and show them that, these tools and the connectivity options are available for the SME at affordable prices. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, I think in addition to what has been said and shared, the partnership is basically to ensure that even the smallest business in Uganda, downtown in Chikubo, in Chiseka Market, should be able to have a platform that they can easily collaborate with. And Airtel, being one of the largest telcos in the region and in Uganda, they are looking at bringing all these solutions closer to their customers. Their customers are already consuming some of their products. What more additional business value products or solutions can we add on top of that so that everyone works seamlessly and are able to be to derive value and also revenue from their businesses? So that's where the partnership comes in. As MC3, being one of the leading Microsoft partners, we come in to work closely with Airtel to ensure that the customers actually consume these products and actually derive benefit from it. And this is basically a very close symbiotic relationship that we have within the three entities. That is Microsoft, Airtel, and MC3. Yeah.
Your questions in English before we go to Uganda?
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's a clear plan. That's a plan that after this launch, we are going to have a clear plan that we're going to work together with Airtel, develop a marketing strategy, on how we can approach some of these customers. How can we let them learn? How can we train them? Then we do some segmentation based on maturity of each of these customers, And that's how we're going to drive the product into that space. So the maturity of the customer will definitely tell us what kind of product they can consume. We can't say we're going to capture 100% of the market. Definitely there's going to be a piece of the segment that may not take it, yeah? But definitely, I believe there are businesses down there who are ready for this product, but they are not aware of it. And that's the information and the kind of trainings, sensitization we shall be running through Airtel to deliver this. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is just a launch, but there's a lot that is going to happen after this. There's going to be a go-to-market strategy. How do we reach out to each of these customers? Who are the consumers? Who is the best consumer to consume which product within the Microsoft solutions that we're going to be positioning in the market together with the Airtel team? The Airtel team are ready to go to market to sell. Now, that's how to sell is now, that's where the rubber really hits the ground from a segmentation and a maturity perspective.
Actually, mine is also to you. One. So how long does it take for Microsoft to take a security threat? You say that you can actually use it from anywhere, like functionalities anywhere, who, where, and when. So now, how long does it take for you to access that someone has a wrong person has actually entered? Because now, the hackers are not sleeping. As we sleep, the hackers are not sleeping. How long does it take? And then, lastly, to Airtel, what strategies are you putting into place? Just like what you mentioned, to teach your customers on how Microsoft works best. I'll answer that.
Okay, maybe in response to, from a security perspective, this comes down to what we discussed earlier on from a multi-factor authentication perspective, and where every single device that you use to log on to access your Office platform, there's a security configuration done to it. You can authenticate using your mobile phone, you can authenticate using your fingerprint, and that will definitely send a notification to your mobile phone for you to be able to access a certain product. We have real-time notifications if you're going to advanced products, where every time you access a device from, say, maybe this morning you probably access the device in Kampala, but after 30 seconds the device is being accessed from Kenya, you'll have an SMS or a notification email sent to the admin who's managing the platform. So it's almost real time, depending on how also, also human intervention is required for you to notice that there's actually been an attack.
Okay, let me answer his question and then we move. Your question is on how we're going to scale up the use of. For this service to be used, we need the small businesses to be engaged, first of all, to deploy what we call terminal devices, laptops and phones. The lockdown showed us that for people to remain productive, they need laptops to be at home and work, or computers, or smartphones. Smartphones are really computers. And that's why we are coming into the market on all fronts. We have Airtel Business that keeps engaging small businesses in all the associations they are to come and connect our enterprise internet. Once the business has an internet connection, then we come with devices. Some of these are like our 4G smartphones to ensure that a staff who is out in the field can be able to send an email, send a picture, send a video. So if you ask, where's the quotation? You've gone to look for business in Butambala. You don't have to drive back to Kampala to deliver the quotation for the procurement manager to make a decision whether to supply. Somebody should be in Butambala, have a Teams meeting, the procurement manager, the person in the field, and the HR, and make a decision when the person is still in Butambala, and make a decision and say, yeah, let's supply that customer. That's the productivity we are bringing for small businesses, so that we shorten their business decision-making processes. And you need devices to be able to do that. And we are coming big time in that area.
And maybe just to add on to that, to really drive it home, right? We all know that, URA today, is going digital, right? And a lot of, one of the stats that we had were, Uganda is the most entrepreneurial country in the world, right? For these SMEs to grow, one of the most important things for any business is having the right bookkeeping, all right? So, with applications such as Excel, you can actually organize your books as an SME, to be able to, again, account for every single, penny or shilling that you're making. So, that is one of the other ways that, in terms of sensitizing some of the conversations that we intend to have with SMEs. How do you move from that, manual receipting, manual bookkeeping, put it into a digital format using applications such as MS Excel, right? And have your records and bookkeeping done the right way. And I think that is why you see even in the room today, you've got, some members of, business associations such as, the SME Association is here. The reason why we've actually invited, the Stanbic Incubator here is because we intend to work in hand with them to go to the SME, one, with connectivity, and two, armed with the applications and tools that can make that transformation possible.
Yes?
Thank you. I have a question. There's something that touched me when you explained about the procurement decision. I, as a procurement manager, when I'm in the field, does it have a real-time basis that when I inquire for a decision making from the board of directors or from the decision makers, does it have that real-time reply whereby I can make a request and my colleagues are able to respond in that given time? Then two, how is the information sharing linked up? Like I'm in an account and you are in the same account.
Okay.
Is there that protection?
Okay.
Being two people sharing one account?
Okay, let me answer that. The business partnership we are launching today takes away the need for small businesses to have what we all know as servers and server rooms. That's what it does. I just need everybody to get it clear. It takes away the need for someone who has 50 staff and 3 branches to maintain a server strong room where the ACs are running. We take away that pain and deal with it, and then they make the decisions. Now, about procurement and the decision to make, the tools the Microsoft Cloud Services offers, these tools make your teams to make the right decisions in real time. So if you have two people in the field who have gone to look for business, and the decision maker is in the office, they don't need to come back the next day for you to sit and have a meeting and take a decision. You can have a meeting when all of them are at customer premises and make the decision there and then. Should we buy this or not? That's what I meant by...
One last question.
Yes, please. Then we move to now.
Is there an alternation of the administration user?
Thank you very much. What this does, Microsoft Cloud does, it allows the admin, the IT admin, to sit anywhere, even at home, and assign rights. Who can view what, who can approve what, without the need for the IT department to have a large spend on server rooms and servers.
Yep. And just, again, just to drive it home a little bit, right? You see my device over here, okay? I have it, configured with MS365, okay? I have a personal and work profile. With my work profile, I have a secure portal into my OneDrive. I don't have to walk around with my laptop or a hard disk to have all my files, with me. Anywhere in the world, be it on a mobile, on a laptop, I sign into my OneDrive and I have access to all the files that I need to work on, just like I would have in the office. So meaning that, if I need a file to be accessed by my team, or my team is working on something, and they need to share it with me, they drop it in the OneDrive, I log in, open it, review it, And if I have Teams open, we can actually chat. And there are applications on there that can actually allow me to approve online at that same time, regardless of where I am. So, with this here, I'm able to move with my office. My office follows me where I am, and I don't have to, get into a car to drive to the office.
In your absence, how would your supervisor be able to know information that is shared in the cloud?
The information is available instantaneously to all the users that have rights to it. The same way you see your bank, every time someone deposits money in it, you receive notification instantly because the bank services are available on cloud. So that's the effort we are giving small business owners. Okay. Let's go to Uganda, but let me answer his question about the cost. The cost, we are open for conversation. That's why we are saying our service centers are open for any small business that needs this. We'll be able to look at your needs and cost properly. Kale.
Please.
By introduction. Let's do Uganda.
It's here now.
Kale ambanya agange nze Alan Semakula era nvudde mu kkolero lya Airtel gye nkulira ebyobusuubuzi oba by'osobola okuyita business, Airtel business. Kati lwaki tuli wano leero tuzze okulaga ab'amakolo ba business zino z'osobola okuyita entono, okay, oba business z'omuntu wa bulijjo, engeri gye zisobola okukozesa teknologiya owa Airtel n'owa Microsoft okufuna engeri gye basobola okutandika okukola emirimu mu guno omulembe omutembi omupya ogwa digito. Era nga tuli wano leero okulaga nti guno omukago gwe tukoze ne MC3 ne Microsoft tuzze okutereeza embeera za bizinesi zino entono ez'omuntu wa bulijjo okubalaga nti nabo ng'ensi eyongera okutambula okugenda mu maaso tetubaleka mabega. Kyekituleese wano. Kakati omuntu wa wansi, of course, kati nga bw'olaba omuntu oba ali mu kikuubo, omanyi alina akaduuka ke yatandikawo, tugenda kusooka tumutuukirire, tumulage nti n'omanyi nga ne bw'olaba gavumenti kuba n'abasolooza omusolo URA bonna batukuutiza okugamba nti ebitabo byetaaga okuba nga bitegekeddwa bulungi era nga bikuumiddwa bulungi. Tugenda batuukira tubalage nti omanyi akati omaze okufuna internet owa 4G owa Airtel omuyina, URA eyagala ebitabo byo bibe nga biri wamu. Twagala tumulage nti omanyi sooka ove ku kitabo nga kino ne peeni bino byensinga okwagala wano. Tukole ki? Tufune application eyo gye bayita Microsoft Excel. Tubalage nti omanyi tewetaaga genda funa accountant omuspenyeko sente empitirivu ennyo. Osobola okukozesa ka application ka Excel ako n'otandika okubala buli lunaku, leero nnyingiza bwezi, leero nzigyemu bwezi, leero nkoze bwe nti. Tujja basomesa naye ng'era bwe tubatunza kuba ekitubeezaawo kutunda kubeerawo mu nsi eno. ekisooka aba yeetaaga data wa Airtel, yeetaaga okubeera ku mukutu omutuufu ogwa Airtel, the smartphone network. Kati kiba kitegeeza nti bwebanga simu weetaaga smartphone. Ekirungi kiri nti nno Airtel n'ako ka smartphone, tulina smartphone 4G ejja ne data, ekuwa data ya GBM buli mwezi okumala omwaka mulamba ng'osasudde $25 bweddu. Akati ekyo ekisooka smartphone osobola ogikola ki? Ogiteekako MS365. Bw'obanga olinawo ku nsimbi okusingako awo, ka laptop nako ng'okassaawo. Bw'obanga olina desk wali oba office, ogula desktop n'ogikubako ki? Microsoft Windows 10. Akati ng'ate okola otya? Ofuna unlimited Airtel owa Airtel internet ng'ossaako nga oyaka.
Waliwo alina ekibuuzo? Okay, mbadde nsaba nyongerezeeko ku...
You simplified it.
Okay. Muli ready?